Hey, this is Ken from the Information Nation, and I'm bringing you more stuff. That's right, I'm going to bring you some more stuff. Specifically, I wanted to do a follow-up video on the Geeco VaperFlask, which I said in my last video I would not recommend. I have not changed my mind. I would still not recommend this device, and I'll tell you why. Besides the fact that you've got this gap that I talked about in the last video, right in here. I think you can see it, there it is. And the fact that the tank sits on there loose, and it just would work if I could hold my hand still. I found some other failings with this thing, and it's a shame because it is a well-built mod, and I vaped on it with two 18650 batteries in here, high drain batteries for 2.5 days in temperature control. But here's the problem. The temperature control is inconsistent, and I seem to get a burnt hit because I got a burnt taste in my mouth, and you shouldn't be getting that with temperature control. So they have some issues with this device. And what we're going to do, we're going to take a close look at the coil. I still have the coil, first coil that I put in here, which is a nickel coil designed for temperature control. And we're going to take a look at this. We're going to take an up-close look at this. But I can't, in all honesty, recommend this device. The other thing, which I will show you, this 510 is so sensitive. If I take this device and I turn it like that, just that little, not even a quarter turn, the coil, the atomizer has a hard time firing it. If I turn it back a little bit, not a problem. So why don't we tear this coil apart and let's see if I got a burnt hit, or it was in my imagination, but I don't think so. So let's take a look. Okay, we've returned to an up-close look at this. Now, here's what I was talking about. And let's see if we can get that there. You can, no, maybe not. I hate the autofocus on this, so let's go to manual focus, and maybe we can get this. Okay. Now here's the firing. 30.1 watts, 420 degrees. Goes into temperature control. Works fine. Now if I take and I turn this just not even a quarter, a little less than a quarter of a turn, watch what happens. That's how janky this 510 is on here. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's pathetic. It is honestly pathetic what this 510 is. If I turn it back to where it was, fire's fine. Just a quarter of a turn. And like I said in the other video, this tank is loose. You can see it rocking right here. I don't know what to say. It's a beautiful made device. It's very solid. Runs very nice. But let's get a piece of tissue over here, because we're going to have juice spewing all over the place. And let's take a look at the coil. Now I said that I may have gotten, let me move that up here so we can be in frame, that I may have gotten a dry hit from this thing. Pull that out. So let's tear the coil apart. I had said that I may have gotten a dry hit from this, and let's put it back on autofocus so we can screw that up. Let's back out on this thing a little bit. There we go. All right, take the coil out, Like I say, it's a Kanger sub-tank. Works great on my other ones. And I don't know if you can see in there or not. Doesn't much matter. We'll tear it apart. There's the little blue ring on there. So you know darn well it's a nickel build. It's a nickel coil. It's supposed to read, let's see here, 0.15. And this thing has read it everything from 0.11 to 0.08 to 0.07. It's never been a consistent read. Even when it's cold, it never really read it properly. So let's take it apart. Let's see what happens here. We'll pull the plug out. There's the two wires. Let's see how we're going to get this thing out of there. And we'll see if I got a dry hit. There it is. The infamous paperclip. And like I said, this is the only, let me get a pair of tweezers here. This is the only atomizer, or the only mod that I use this coil on. And there it is. There's the coil. And look at how janky that is. I mean, might as well be using the regular Kanthal coils. This thing burned like a son of a bitch. Look at that. There's the coil. And there's the cotton. Look at that. Look at the cotton on there. If it ever focuses. Let's go back to manual focus. I can't wait for this stuff to be done playing around. There it is. So I thought, I could have swore I got some dry hits, and sure enough, I did. Got a little bit of burnt cotton there. Not all the way around, but apparently the coil had some hot spots, or this thing just doesn't control temperature the way it should. I've seen other people who vaped on coils for 2 weeks and they've looked nowhere near like this, and this is just 2.5 days. This is just 2.5 days of vaping. So I really cannot recommend this device. Geeco, I'm sorry, Geeco, whatever you want to call yourself, Goofy, I can't recommend your device. It doesn't do what it's supposed to do. It is so sensitive that you end up, let's go back to autofocus. It is so darn sensitive that you've got to twist and turn the tank in order to get it to read properly, in order to get it to fire properly. And then the tank sits up there and does one of these things, rocks back and forth. And if somebody were to turn around and drop it, or if somebody were to turn around and be smoking on it, vaping on it, sorry about that. We don't smoke on anything. But if they were to turn around and be vaping and have an issue, I don't want people saying, oh, well, you didn't warn us. I'm warning you. I'm telling you right now. I have been in contact with them. And it strikes me as funny that they would be having this issue, considering the 510 looks nice. I mean, it's nice. It's stainless steel. But it just doesn't work. It doesn't work the way it's supposed to. Other than that, it's a nice device. Like I say, I've been using it. I've been real careful in using it the last 2.5, 3 days. But I'm sorry, I can't recommend it. I just cannot recommend this device. So let's go back up top and we'll finish this thing off. Go back to my old standby. That's my old standby. The Ganger Tank Plus and the iStick 50. Still going away strong. I got 2 of these darn things. They've been working away. If this device right here, if that worked as well as these, I'd be screaming and hollering that everybody should buy them. But you see, the problem is, if somebody goes out and buys one of these and has a problem, there's probably going to end up being a lawsuit somewhere along the line. Because let's face it, the one thing American people love to do is sue people for whatever reason. But the issue is just poor quality. Now, I don't know. I have watched other reviewers who rant and rave about this thing. Maybe I got a bad one. It's possible. When you're pumping these things out by the truckload, it's possible that a bad one gets through the batch. But as far as, unless they satisfy me, I'll tell you right now, if they send me another one, after I paid for this one, like I said, I don't have anybody sending me free stuff. I'm buying all of this stuff. And as I've said before, you know, if they want to make good and send me another one and it works fine, I will be the first one to be out here on a video telling you about it, that it was obviously a bad device that I got. I'll tell you right now, with just the stuff that I've seen from using this device, this scares the hell out of me. Putting a charging port on this thing scares the hell out of me. You don't know what in the hell you're going to get. Now, I have used nothing in here but eFast high-drain batteries. Matter of fact, I'll show you one of them. And they're set up in pairs. This is what I've been using. 2500 mAh, 35 amp, 18650, 3.7 volt, and they are high-drain batteries. So I'm not using cheap batteries in there or anything. It just doesn't float my boat. And I've got 6 of those batteries, and I charge them in pairs, and I use them in pairs. Those are the only ones that I use in pairs. I have other batteries. I have some of the 18650 Sonys. These I use in my single battery devices. Because I've used them in different devices, I do not use those in pairs. But the eFast, I've got 6 of them, and I have never done anything but use those in pairs. And that's the way it's supposed to be done. So I don't know really what to tell you, anything more to tell you about this device. If you'd like, go watch my first review on it. And for those of you who didn't watch the entire first review, there is an addendum on the end of that review where I turn around and I tell you I can't recommend the device. So it's up to you what you do. Up to you what you do. I'm a poet and I don't know it, but my feet show it. They be Longfellows. Anyhow. Hey, this has been Ken for the Information Nation, bringing you more stuff. Thanks for showing up. And hey, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, share the video with your friends. You want to keep them safe too. And remember, in the meantime, in between time, ain't we got fun? Hey, have a great day.